All right. Welcome to Greenscapes Landscaping Garden Center. I'm here with Molly Wadsworth, and we're going to chat about using essential oils in the garden and other things, tips and tricks that will probably help you out with getting ready for this gardening season that's about to get started.
Mhm.
In fact, this is probably the nicest weather we've had to date, and I can feel a little bit of rain in the air.
It's
So
not snowing. It's
it's
not cold. I think we're good.
it actually hit 70 today.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get through this before it starts raining. I swear I'm feeling
I
raindrops
think so. Yeah.
just as we hit record. All right, cool. So let's get started. Um, I wanted to share with you guys some information. Molly is a wealth of knowledge on getting started for the gardening season.
Mhm.
So let's pick her brain a little bit. What are some common mistakes newbie gardeners
Mhm.
make at the beginning of the season?
Well, first, what you want to do is you just want to get your yard cleaned up. Like all of last year's leaves and debris, you want to get out of there because sometimes you'll have pesky insects in there or leaf diseases that just kind of never died over the winter. So you want to clean out all the beds, get rid of any old leaves and grass and any kind of clippings, and just get rid of that into your compost pile, or just bag it up and get rid of it. So you have a clean slate to start with, basically. And then you can look into kind of planning what you want to do, whether it's a garden or landscaping the front of your house. So once you've got that clean slate, then you can start thinking about, all right, am I doing annual flowers, perennials, trees, shrubs? You can kind of get a plan going for the spring. So,
Yeah, I kind of feel like the winter season hit us hard last year,
a little bit.
and I know in my neighborhood a lot of us had a hard time getting cleaned up before
Yeah,
the snow
I
came
still
down.
have leaves in my yard.
Yeah, yeah, I had to do some raking as soon as the snow thawed again.
Mhm.
So that's good. Those are good tips. How about time of year? Is it time?
It's pretty much time
Yeah.
for certain things. As long as the ground isn't frozen, which I think we're good with now, you can plant pretty much anything. You want to kind of wait on the more delicate things like your vegetables and your herbs and things. You don't want to put those outside quite yet because we still will probably get a couple more freezing nights or frost. So you want to wait on the more delicate things. But trees and shrubs and some perennials are perfectly fine to start planting now.
Awesome. How about soil content? I know a lot of people get concerned about like the pH levels in their soil
Yep.
and the texture of the material that's in there.
Mhm.
What can you tell us about that, especially for this area?
Yep.
Like what's common?
This area is mostly clay soil,
Mhm.
which is not necessarily what you want to plant in. If you dig a hole and fill it with water and it doesn't drain,
Yeah.
you're going to want to amend that somehow before you plant anything. So say you're going to plant, a hydrangea. You're going to want to dig the hole for the plant at least twice as wide as the pot that it comes in.
Okay.
So you're loosening up all that earth around where it's going. And then if you've got really clay or rocky or hard soil,
Yeah.
just get rid of that, use it as fill somewhere else. And then bring in like a planting soil, which we have in bags and in bulk. It's a mix of like a compost and a topsoil, so you get some nutrients and then you have some drainage in there as well. And once you plant your shrub in that new soil, it develops roots faster and it's rooting out into the good soil rather than hitting the clay and kind of stopping, suffocating itself eventually.
All right, cool. I know this particular group is super interested in more organic and clean types of gardening to reduce the amount of toxins that we're coming in contact with, especially if we're gardening fruits and vegetables that we're going to be consuming. So tell us a little bit about that sort of stuff.
Yep. All of our soils and amendments are organic, and luckily enough, all of our fertilizers are organic.
That's awesome.
So everything is perfectly safe to use for your fruits, your vegetables, your herbs, everything. And they just seem to work better. And if you spill some fertilizer on your hands, it might not smell great, but it's not going to hurt you.
So what is it made of?
It's just a lot of stinky things.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but we've got all of our fertilizers are granule slow release fertilizer. So you do it once in the spring and it's going to feed everything throughout the summer. It's not just a quick hit, feed it for a couple weeks and then it's done and then you got to do it again. Most of them last for up to 6 months. So you do a good treatment in the spring, and that's it. You're
Right.
done.
And then it's winter
And
again.
then it's winter, yeah. So as long as you use, a good planting soil
Mhm.
that is amended with some kind of compost or peat moss or manure, something like that, along with the good organic fertilizers, you're going to have great luck with your plants.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, I think I'll help you guys learn a little bit about using essential oils in the garden as well. And we can talk about some cool recipes and fun ways to incorporate the oils for my oil lovers. Okay, so I have a whole list of different recipes. I'm probably not going to get through all of them, but I'll post some below the video for you guys. So something that I know that I use in my garden, mostly, actually, let me back it up. I don't have a full-on garden.
Not yet.
I have, okay, we're working on it. As far as like herbs go, I have like a potted garden, I guess you would say, and I can move it to wherever the sun is best suited for that plant. In particular, I usually have a lot of basil, and every year I plant my basil, and then these little tiny holes show up in the leaves. And I don't know exactly what the pest is.
Yeah, it's some kind of insect, maybe an aphid, something that's going to eat just on the leaf and make it, nice little see-through leaf.
It's funny because I never see them, but I see the holes.
And a lot of times they're on the back side of the leaf or the underside. Yeah.
So something that I started implementing last year is just using a very simple peppermint spray. And the recipe is, it asks for an 8-ounce bottle. This is a 16-ounce, so it's only half full. And then all you have to do is put like 20 to 30 drops of peppermint in it, and then spray the underneath of the plant or the underneath of the leaf, and then the top of it. And if it rains, like it's about to here, then you want to douse it again. And it's worked really, really, really well. So that's been a really great addition to my garden, my planted garden. And I can't live without my basil during the summer, like basil, tomato, mozzarella.
Yes, there's nothing better.
Yes. So now there are some ways you can change that up for different types of pests. So it works really, really well for ants, and that's something that you can use in the house, and you can just spray it along your countertops if those little critters.
They will find every crummy leaf.
Yeah, they want to make their home in your home, then you can just spray like the backwash, the backsplash of your kitchen. Helps a ton. Also good for the aphids, spiders, and beetles. So that's really, really helpful in the garden and then also inside the home. And if you have a problem with slugs, do you ever have people coming in with issues with slugs?
Yes.
What do you tell them to do?
Well,
they're so gross.
We usually have like a granule deterrent that you can put on the ground around them to keep them from going up the plant, but that doesn't really help once they're on the plant. So you want something that is safe to put on the plant, especially if it's something you're going to eat.
Yes, perfect. So you can use the same spray concoction that I just mentioned and then add in white fir essential oil, and that'll help you out with the slugs. And then taking a book from my childhood, we used to just put salt on them.
Yeah. Some people have said open a can of beer.
Really?
Let it go like flat, leave it in a little shallow dish, and they climb into it and kind of drown. But I've never done it, so I don't know if it works or not.
It.
And then you got to sacrifice a beer.
Yeah, I know. Sad story. I did not hear that one. That's a good one.
Haven't tried it, so
you guys will have to
just
let us know.
Putting it out there.
If you have a slug problem and a beer handy that you're willing to sacrifice, please let us know how it goes. And then taking that concoction just one step further, you can do the same thing, but do 8 ounces of water and then 8 ounces of vinegar. And you can add in your 20 to 30 drops of essential oil, and you can use that to kill weeds. So it's a great natural herbicide. And the only caution I would say is to make sure you're using white vinegar, something like apple cider vinegar, which does a million things. You wouldn't want to use apple cider vinegar because it does have a little bit of sweetness to it that will attract pests, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do.
And I would probably recommend having like a sheet or a piece of cardboard or something, so you're not spraying it on anything you don't want to kill.
Good idea. Yeah, don't spray it near your plants. Yeah.
If you don't want to kill it, make sure you don't get it on it.
And another common thing with gardening is the pests that like to bite you. So we've got mosquitoes, all sorts of different critters. What I would recommend for that is taking maybe an 8-ounce bottle and filling it with water. And then I also like to do a smaller version to go to like house parties. just fill that with water, and you can do 20 to 30 drops of TerraShield. So TerraShield essential oil is a blend of essential oils made for repelling insects. It has ylang ylang, a couple oils that I cannot pronounce and I don't want to embarrass myself, but it also has cedarwood and catnip, lemon, eucalyptus, litsea, and a touch of vanilla and arborvitae. It's a really, really awesome blend for repelling bugs. Like I said, I like to mix it with water to make it a quick, easy spray. And then we do also have one that's pre-mixed. What I like about just doing the essential oil itself is you can actually diffuse it. And I really like how it smells, which is the complete opposite of all the bug sprays that you can just buy at the drugstore or the grocery store, what have you. Not to mention they're laden with toxins that can just create a toxic load in your system and cause us to feel sluggish and, you know, increase the amount of chronic disease in your life. So trying to have a solution that doesn't have all those toxins is it's been really important to me, and I love that you can actually incorporate it into daily life things like gardening. So try out the TerraShield. If you want to punch that up a little bit and use it to repel ticks, I would recommend adding in lemongrass, cedarwood, and or eucalyptus. So I always like to stress too that it doesn't kill ticks, but it will help to repel them. And that's a concoction that you can use on your dog as well. And I've had some people have really great success with taking their pet for a long walk in the woods, where typically they would come home and have to pick ticks off of their paws and off their belly using this spray, not a single tick. So please, it's a really great natural solution if you're in a situation where you don't want to be putting toxins on your dog or having the dog bring them into your house and be in your living environment as well. So it's another way to just keep toxins out of your home. So I did also want to talk about gardener's soap. So you probably spend a good deal of time with your hands in the
yes,
dirt.
we're not going to show my hands.
So this is I made a sweet little gardener's hand soap for Molly here.
Oh, thank you.
So you can try it out. And the recipe includes white sugar, liquid castile soap, or you can sub in the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. It does call for a teaspoon of almond oil, but I just used fractionated coconut oil, 1 squirt, and then clary sage and melaleuca. Again, when you're using products on your skin, there's always a chance that you could be increasing your toxic load. So instead, when you have a more natural hand soap, something with clary sage in it, which actually balances out your hormones, it's the complete opposite of using something that's laden with toxins, which can really jack up your hormones.
It smells good.
It smells delicious.
So yeah, after you're out there, you know, working in your soil and spreading all your fertilizer, even though it is organic, you're going to want to get all of that off of you.
Yes, yes. That's awesome. So you have to try that out and let me know how it is.
Definitely.
It's got like a little bit of a grit to it because it has the sugar in it. I remember growing up, my father had something, it was like this green goop.
Yep. I think it's called goop.
Is it called goop?
It is.
I don't know. It smelled disgusting, but it was to get like grease and chemicals off your skin.
Yeah.
So.
And that grit is really the only thing that takes it off.
Yeah. So a little bit of sugar goes a long way. So you have to let me know how that works out for you. And I'll post all these recipes for you guys. Did I mention the bug bite blend?
Not yet.
Okay, so the bug bite blend you would make in a roller bottle, like a regular old 10 milliliter roller bottle, and you would add in lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And that will help to reduce the itch and the sting from any bug bites, mosquito bites, spider bites, stuff like that. And you can add in a little bit of Purify essential oil as well. It'll help take out the sting if it's really unbearable. A little word of caution before the storm blows us away. There's not really a ton of sunshine out right now, but I was just reminded that when using citrus oils on your skin, what they do is they increase the photosensitivity of your skin, and it will promote burning. So you never want to use a citrus oil on your exposed skin and then go directly into the sunlight. You always want to make sure that it's covered, or just avoid using it in general during that time of year if you're not sure where you're going to wind up for the day. just a little word of caution. And you can always use citrus oils on the balls of your feet. I think that's a much safer place to use them during the sunny months, because you're rarely like putting the balls of your feet up to the sun, unless you're laying on your belly on the beach. But hey, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I just wanted to also mention that we're doing an awesome event here at Greenscapes in July, the week following the Boilermaker, July 17th. It's a Wednesday evening. We're going to be doing a essential oil gardening make and take event. We'll make some of these recipes and you can take them home with you. Also, we're going to be having a food truck here with a lot of awesome healthy food choices called the Adirondack Eatery, and then Thousand Islands Winery is going to be here.
I'm very excited about both of those.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really fun evening. Come over after work, make it your happy hour, your hang out with your girlfriends, and we're actually going to make some really cool recipes and talk a little bit more in depth about reducing your toxic load through your daily activities. And you know, if gardening's your hobby, this is one of the places you want to really try to eliminate that kind of stuff. So anything else that you'd like to add?
I don't know. I mean, we're getting going, so come visit. I mean, we got a lot of stuff coming in, and I'm very excited for this for this whole event. So
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. I'm bringing in a picture on Monday to show Molly what our front yard looks like, and then we're going to design the landscaping for it. And I cannot wait to check that out and have fun in that creative environment. And then I'm going to bring the plans home, and then Tom's going to implement all of them.
Little does he know.
So, all right, thank you for joining us. I hope this is going to be airing Wednesday night. You guys don't realize it, but it's Friday afternoon here.
It was sunny when we started.
It was. I swear it was a beautiful day.
Now it's raining.
So thank you for joining us on Wellness Wednesday, and comment with questions. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.